So there's two aspects to the podcast. One is using the podcast strategically. So sometimes my podcast guest might be a prospect that I want to do business with. Shh, don't tell them. But it's a great door opener. It's a great relationship builder. And it's basically a 1-hour interview about what they're going through, what they're up against, what they're proud of, what they're still struggling with, et cetera, et cetera. So sometimes we use it that way. But even when we're interviewing influencers or experts like you, for example, so you had a great episode on the show as well, that is, for me, customer trust building, prospect trust building. One of my firm beliefs, and this is true with the podcast for sure, is that your business needs to feature and leverage other people. I have a blog post that I wrote years ago called Why Your Business Needs to Flop. F-L-O-P, feature and leverage other people. Because people say, oh, David, my prospects, my email list, my audience is tired of hearing from me. I would argue that your audience is not tired of hearing from you. They're tired of hearing from you about you. But when you bring in other smart people and you can share diverse points of view and different kinds of expertise, above and beyond making it me, look how smart I am. Here's my content. Here's my ideas. Here's my program. Here's my service. Here's what I do for people. No one wants to hear that. But you as the host, you as the interviewer, you as the impresario, you've now positioned yourself for your audience in a completely different light. And we've had people come into our program saying, David, when I heard the podcast, I knew that you were the guy. Now remember, the podcast doesn't talk about me or my programs or my services or how people can give us money, but I'm adding value to my audience through other smart friends and smart people like Rod, like all these other folks that have been on the show. And that is a trust builder and it's a rapport builder. And what I love about a podcast, Rod, and you know this because we're on your podcast now, it's the most intimate way to connect with your audience because you are literally in their head. You are in their ears, you are in their car, and they feel like they're a fly on the wall on a coffee date, or they feel like you're talking to them one-on-one during their commute. So I think a podcasting strategy, don't do it without a strategy. It's an awful lot of work and can be a huge waste of time if there's no strategy. But if you do it strategically, I think a podcast is one of the best investments you can make in a marketing vehicle.